Let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a real new friend? Not a colleague you say hello to in the office, not someone you follow on social media, but a real friend. Someone you call when something good happens, someone you text when you are having a bad day, someone you actually want to spend time with. For a lot of people, that memory is distant. And here's the thing. It is not because they are not nice people. It is not because they do not want friends. It is because making friends as an adult is genuinely one of the most underrated challenges of modern life, and almost nobody talks about it. Well, today we are talking about it. Welcome back to Easy English Daily. My name is Daniel, and this is episode number 11. Today we are diving into something real, something personal, something that many of us feel but rarely say out loud. How do you make new friends as an adult? How do you build those meaningful connections when you are not in school anymore? When your life is busy? When you have responsibilities? And when approaching a stranger to say, "Let us be friends," feels completely terrifying. I am going to share some honest thoughts, some practical strategies, and of course, a lot of useful English vocabulary and phrases. Because whether you are building friendships in your native language or in English, the emotional journey is the same. And having the words to express that journey is powerful. So, let us get into it. Part 1. Why is it so hard? First, let us be honest about the problem. Why is making friends as an adult so much harder than it was when we were children or teenagers? Think about it. When you were in school, you did not have to try very hard. You were surrounded by people your age every single day. You sat next to the same people in class. You played in the same playground. Friendships just happened. You did not think about it. One day, you were strangers, and the next day, you were best friends because you both liked the same cartoon. But as an adult, everything changes. You go to work, you come home, you cook, you clean, you handle your responsibilities, your schedule is full. But somehow, despite being surrounded by people all day, you can feel incredibly lonely. There is actually a word for this: loneliness. And loneliness is different from being alone. You can be alone and feel perfectly happy, but you can also be surrounded by people and feel completely lonely. Loneliness is about connection. It is about feeling like nobody truly knows you. So why does this happen? There are a few reasons. First, as adults, we have less shared forced proximity. That is a complicated phrase, so let me explain. Shared forced proximity means being put in the same place as other people, repeatedly, over time. School did this for us automatically. Work does it too, to some degree. But work is different. At work, you have roles and responsibilities. There is a professional distance. You cannot always be your full, authentic self with colleagues the way you can with real friends. Second, adults have less free time. Friendships need time. They need repeated contact. You cannot build a deep friendship with someone you see once every 3 months. But when you have a job, a family, bills to pay, and a million other things on your plate, finding regular time for new people is difficult. Third, and this is the one that people do not talk about enough, adults develop what psychologists call an inverted quarantine. I know, it is a strange phrase, but it basically means we build invisible walls around ourselves. We get comfortable in our routines. We tell ourselves, "I have enough friends," or "I am too busy to meet new people," or I would not even know how to make new friends at my age. And so we stay inside our comfortable little circle, even when that circle is not big enough. Let me teach you a phrase here. I feel a bit isolated. Isolated means separated, cut off, without much connection to others. I feel a bit isolated in this new city. I have been feeling isolated since I changed jobs. This is a very honest and useful phrase. Repeat after me. I feel a bit isolated. Part 2. The mindset shift. Okay, so now that we understand the problem, let us talk about the solution. And the first step is not a strategy or a tip. It is a mindset shift. What is a mindset? Your mindset is the way you think about things. It is your mental attitude. And when it comes to making friends as an adult, your mindset is everything. Many adults approach potential new friendships with a lot of invisible pressure. They think this person needs to be perfect. We need to have everything in common. We need to click immediately. If there is any awkwardness, it is not meant to be. This kind of thinking kills friendships before they start. Here is the truth. Friendships are built slowly. They do not happen in one conversation. They happen over many interactions over time. Think about your best friend. You probably did not love them after the first time you met. You liked them, you were curious about them, and then, slowly, through shared experiences and repeated contact, the friendship grew. So the mindset shift is this. Instead of trying to find a fully formed friendship immediately, focus on finding people worth investing time in. Lower the pressure on each individual interaction. Not every person you meet needs to become your best friend, but some of them might. And the only way to find out is to keep showing up. Here is a useful phrase. I am trying to put myself out there. This is an English expression that means you are making an effort to meet new people and be more open to social experiences. I have been trying to put myself out there since I moved to this city. It sounds a bit vulnerable, but it is a very honest thing to say. Repeat after me. I am trying to put myself out there. Part 3. Where do adults meet new people? One of the most practical questions about making friends as an adult is simply, where? Where do you actually go to meet new people when you are not in school anymore? The answer might surprise you. You are probably already in places where you could meet people. You just might not be taking full advantage of them. Let me walk you through some of the best places and contexts for building adult friendships. The first one is recurring activities. This is the big one. Remember what I said about shared forced proximity? You can create it intentionally as an adult. How? By signing up for something that meets regularly, a yoga class, a language course, a running club, a book club, a cooking class, a choir, a team sport, an art workshop. Why does this work? Because the repetition is built in. You show up every week. You see the same people. Over time, you go from strangers to acquaintances to potential friends. The activity gives you an automatic conversation topic, and the repeated contact does the rest. A second great place is volunteering. When you volunteer for a cause you care about, you immediately share something important with the other volunteers. You have a common purpose, and common purpose creates connection faster than almost anything else. A third option is existing connections. Sometimes the best new friends are people who are already in your extended social network. A friend of a friend, your partner's colleague, your neighbor's sister. People you have met once or twice but never really gotten to know. Try reaching out to those people, invite them for a coffee. The connection is already there. It just needs a little watering. And of course, there are online communities. This is relatively new, but it works. Online communities built around shared interests, whether that is photography, hiking, board games, or anything else, can become genuine, real-life friendships when people decide to meet in person. Do not underestimate the social potential of the internet. A useful phrase for this section, I recently joined This is a natural way to talk about a new activity or community. I recently joined a book club and I am really enjoying it. I recently joined a gym and I have been going 3 times a week. Repeat after me. I recently joined a running club to meet new people. Part 4. How to take a connection further. Okay, so you are in a yoga class or a running group, or you keep seeing the same person at your favorite coffee shop. You have had a few short conversations. You enjoy talking to them, but the friendship is not really moving forward. What do you do? This is where many adult friendships get stuck. And the reason is simple. Somebody has to take the initiative. Somebody has to be brave enough to move things from a casual acquaintance to an actual friendship. And that is uncomfortable because it feels a little bit like asking someone on a date. There is the risk of rejection. There is the awkwardness of it. And so most people wait and hope the other person will do it first. Here is my advice. Be the one who takes the initiative. Be the one who sends the message. Because if you wait for the other person and they are also waiting for you, nothing will ever happen. And that potential friendship will simply fade away. So how do you actually do it? How do you go from we chat for 5 minutes after yoga to we are actually friends? You suggest something specific, not vague, not open-ended, specific. Instead of we should hang out sometime, which is vague and often forgotten, you say, hey, I am going to that market on Saturday morning. Do you want to come? Or, there is a new cafe that opened near the park. Do you fancy grabbing a coffee there this week? The key is specificity and low stakes. A low stakes invitation means it is easy for the other person to say yes and not too painful if they say no. A coffee is low stakes. A concert is higher stakes. Start small. Let me give you some specific phrases you can use. Do you fancy grabbing a coffee sometime? Do you fancy is a very British English phrase, but it is used widely. It means, would you like to? Do you fancy grabbing a coffee this week? I was thinking of going to... Do you want to join me? This is natural and easy. You are already doing something. You are just inviting them along. I was thinking of going to the farmer's market. Do you want to join me? We should do this again sometime. Are you free next week? This works well after you have had a good conversation. You are acknowledging that you enjoyed it and expressing interest in seeing them again. We should do this again. Are you free next week? Repeat after me. Do you want to grab a coffee sometime? Simple, direct, friendly, and just brave enough. Part 5. The art of being a good friend. There is something important that nobody tells you when they talk about making friends. Making friends is one thing, but being a good friend consistently over time is something else entirely, and it matters just as much. Because here is the truth. Friendships do not maintain themselves. They need effort, regular effort, from both sides. What does being a good friend look like? Let me share some thoughts. Being present. When you are with a friend, be with them. Not half present while scrolling through your phone. Not distracted and thinking about work. Actually present, listening, responding, caring about what they are saying. This sounds obvious, but it is increasingly rare in a world full of screens and distractions. Remembering things. When a friend mentions something important, remember it. If they tell you they have a big presentation at work on Thursday, send them a message on Thursday morning that says, "Good luck today. You've got this." These small gestures say, "I was listening. I care about your life. You matter to me." Reaching out first. Most friendships quietly die, not because of any argument or falling out, but simply because nobody reached out. Life gets busy, weeks pass, then months, and suddenly you realize you have not spoken to someone you used to be close to. Do not wait for the other person to always reach out first. Send the message, make the call. The people are often just as busy and absent-minded as you are, and they will usually be genuinely glad to hear from you. Being consistent. One of the research findings on adult friendship is that consistency matters more than intensity. A short check-in text every week is more friendship building than one long conversation every 4 months. Small, regular contact keeps a friendship alive and growing. Let me teach you a beautiful English phrase. I was thinking of you. This is something you say when you reach out to someone without a specific reason. You just wanted to connect. Hey, I was just thinking of you and wanted to say hi. This is one of the loveliest things you can say to a friend. It tells them, "You are on my mind. I care about you. Repeat after me. I was thinking of you." Part 6. Navigating rejection and disappointment. Let us talk about something uncomfortable. Rejection. It is a real part of the friendship making process, and pretending it does not exist does not help anyone. Sometimes you will invite someone for a coffee and they will say no. Or they will say yes, but then cancel. Or they will agree and then slowly drift away without explanation. And that feels bad. It can feel personal. It can make you not want to try again. Here is something important to understand. When someone does not reciprocate your friendship efforts, it is almost never about you as a person. Most of the time, they are dealing with their own life, their own schedule, their own fears and insecurities. People who cancel plans are usually not rejecting you. They are managing their own overwhelm. Of course, if it happens repeatedly with the same person, that is useful information. It tells you that this particular person is not available for the kind of friendship you are looking for right now. And that is okay. Not every person you like will become a close friend. And that is not a failure. It is just life. What do you do when a friendship does not work out? You move on with grace. You do not become bitter or closed. You keep your heart open for the next connection. A useful phrase here is, "We just did not click." Click is a verb here, and it means to connect easily and naturally. We clicked immediately, or we just did not click, but that's okay. I am still glad I tried. Repeat after me. We just did not click. Another useful phrase. It takes time to find your people. Your people means the friends who are truly right for you, the ones who get you, who share your values, who make you feel good about yourself. Finding your people as an adult takes patience, but they are out there. Part 7, Maintaining Long-Distance Friendships. As adults, one of the most common friendship challenges is distance. People move, cities change, life takes people in different directions. And suddenly, friends who used to live 5 minutes away are now in a different country. Long-distance friendships are absolutely possible, but they require a little more intentionality. You have to be more deliberate about staying in touch. Here are some ways to maintain a long-distance friendship. Schedule regular calls or video chats. Do not just say, "We should catch up soon." Actually, put it in your calendar. Every 2 weeks, every month. Whatever works for your schedules. A standing appointment is much more reliable than a vague intention. Send voice messages. Voice messages are wonderful for friendships because they are more personal than text. You can hear the other person's tone, their laugh, their excitement. It feels more like being together than a written message does. Celebrate their moments even from afar. If your friend gets a promotion, sends you a photo of their new home, or has a baby, acknowledge it properly. Send a gift. Write a real message. Call them. Show them that distance has not made you forget about their life. Visit when you can. There is no substitute for seeing someone in person. Even if it is once a year, those visits matter enormously. They give the friendship an anchor, a real shared experience that you can refer back to for months. A useful phrase, "Let us schedule a call." This is how you turn a vague intention into a real plan. Let us schedule a call for next Sunday. Let us find a time that works for both of us. Repeat after me. Let us schedule a call this week. Part 8, Vocabulary Review. Before we finish, let me review some of the most important words and phrases from today's episode. Loneliness, the feeling of being without meaningful connections, even if you are surrounded by people. I have been feeling loneliness since I moved to a new city, isolated, separated, or cut off from others. She felt isolated at her new job because she did not know anyone. Mindset, the way you think about or approach something. Having an open mindset helps you make new friends. Acquaintance, someone you know, but not quite a friend yet. He is a work acquaintance. We have not really hung out outside of the office. Take the initiative to be the first one to do something, to not wait. I decided to take the initiative and invite her for coffee. Put yourself out there. To make an effort to meet new people and be open to new experiences. It is scary, but you have to put yourself out there. Low stakes, something that does not cost much emotionally if it goes wrong. Easy, relaxed. A coffee is a low stakes invitation. There is nothing to lose. Click to connect naturally and easily with someone. We clicked immediately. We talked for 3 hours without even noticing. Your people, the friends who are right for you, the ones who truly understand and appreciate you. Finding your people takes time, but it is worth it. Reach out to contact someone, especially after a period of not speaking. I finally reached out to an old friend, and I am so glad I did. Consistent, happening regularly over time. A consistent friend is someone who shows up, not just occasionally, but regularly. I was thinking of you. A phrase you say when you contact someone without a specific reason, just to connect. I was thinking of you and wanted to say hi. Part 9, Real Conversations. Let me give you some examples of how these phrases sound in real conversations. Conversation 1, 2 people in a running group. Hey, good run today. You looked really strong out there. Thank you. I have been trying to build my endurance. How long have you been part of this group? About 4 months now. I actually joined to meet people. I moved to this city last year, and I still feel a bit isolated, honestly. Oh, I totally understand that. It took me a while, too. This group actually helped a lot. That is encouraging to hear. Hey, do you fancy grabbing a coffee after the next session? I would love to chat more. I would love that. Let us make a plan. Conversation 2. An old friend checking in. Hey, I was thinking of you today. How have you been? Oh, wow. It is so good to hear from you. I have been okay. Busy, you know. It has been too long. It really has. We should schedule a call properly, not just say it, but actually put it in this calendar. Yes, let us do that. I miss our conversations. Me too. I will send you some dates this week. Conversation 3. Someone joining a new hobby group. Is this your first time at the book club? Yes, I recently joined. I am a little nervous, honestly. Do not be. Everyone here was new at some point. What made you want to join? Honestly, I moved here a few months ago, and I am trying to put myself out there, meet new people. It is harder than I expected. I completely understand. It took me a while too. But you are in the right place. These are good people. Part 10. A final thought. Before we say goodbye today, I want to share something personal with you. I have moved cities a few times in my adult life, and every time I arrive somewhere new, I had this quiet fear. What if I never really fit in here? What if I never find my people? And every time, it took longer than I expected. It was messier than I wanted. There were moments of real loneliness. Times when I went to events and felt like an outsider. Times when I sent messages and heard nothing back. Times when a friendship I thought was growing simply did not. But there were also the other moments. The first time I laughed so hard with someone new that my stomach hurt. The coffee that turned into a 4-hour conversation. The person I met at a random event who became one of my closest friends. The quiet satisfaction of realizing I have built something here. A community. A circle. People who know me. It always happens. But it always takes longer than you think it should. And the only secret, if there is one, is this. Keep showing up. Keep being open. Keep taking the small, brave steps. Because every friendship you have right now, every single one, started with someone being just a little bit brave. And if you are learning English, you are already someone who is brave. You are already someone who is willing to be uncomfortable in order to grow. That is exactly the skill you need. Use it. And that is the end of episode 11. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your English learning journey. Today, we talked about something real. Why making friends as an adult is genuinely difficult. How to shift your mindset, where to meet people, how to take a connection further, how to be a good friend, how to handle rejection, and how to maintain friendships across distance. These are life skills as much as they are language skills. Here's your challenge for this week. Think of one person in your life who you have been meaning to reach out to. Maybe an old friend you have not spoken to in a while. Maybe someone from a class or a group who you enjoyed talking to, but never followed up with. Send them a message today. Just say, I was thinking of you. How are you doing? That is it. That is the whole challenge. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Easy English Daily and share it with someone who might need to hear it today, because honestly, a lot of people are quietly struggling with exactly this, and sometimes knowing you are not alone is the first step. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself. Be brave enough to reach out, and remember, every friendship begins with a single hello. This is Daniel, and you have been listening to Easy English Daily. Goodbye for now.